Well, hello everyone. Thanks so much for coming to the 2022 All Nations Food and Arts Festival at Fuller. And this is a tradition of Fuller. We use music, food, and art to celebrate the rich diversity of Fuller each year. And this year, we're gonna do this online. And today is day one of the festival, and we have invited our guest speaker, Fami Gonsalves, vocalist, arranger, vocal coach, choir director, keyboardist, and songwriter. And Femi Gonsalves has worked alongside the music industry's most well-known musicians, artists, actors, choreographers, and record producers. Prior to coming to Los Angeles, Femi attended prestigious Berklee College of Music, where she received a Bachelor of Music degree in commercial arranging, contemporary writing, and production. So Fami is a doctoral student in public theology at Fuller. But when she was in Boston, was well known as a vocalist, she honed her composition and arranging skills under the mentorship of the legendary producer Richard Evans. She credits Mr. Evans for inspiring her to go into spaces where women of color are traditionally underrepresented. She presently wears the hats of vocalist, songwriter, composer, teacher, and PhD student. Originally from South Florida, Fami received a Master of Arts in Theology and a Master of Divinity from Fuller Theological Seminary. Her research focuses on the intersection of theology, mental health, and the arts in the public sphere. So welcome, Femi. Thanks so much for coming to the festival. Serve as the first presenter of this rich tradition. And so, first of all, what did we just see?
What did you just see? Well, you saw the pride of the Bahamas, one of the things that we are proud of. And I say I'm Bahamian, even though I was raised in Florida. I'm Bahamian because both my parents are Bahamians to the bone. And this is something which you saw, something we're very proud of. It's a way that we honor our West African roots in the Bahamas and in South Florida, as many of the people in South Florida are of Bahamian descent, which many people don't know. So you saw the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Band, and that is our military in the Bahama Islands. So that's the military band that you just saw, rocking out to popular R&B, calypso, and Latin tunes. So now,
Femi, could you tell us the three main dishes
okay,
that the
main
people
dishes.
eat in the Bahamas?
This is really the main dish that people of Bahamian descent eat in the Bahamas, and we eat in other places around the world. This is how you know someone's really Bahamian, if they know how to make conch salad and if they know what conch salad is. So people are watching, you may not be able to see this, but I'm wearing earrings made from the conch shell. And a lot of times people will say conch, but it is called conch or concha. The conch shell produces this white meat in which we sometimes cook it, we broil it, we can make a stew, we make conch fritters, but this is what we traditionally make is the conch salad. And we make it from green peppers, tomatoes, onions, and there's a little spicy pepper that I find to be the secret ingredient that most people won't tell you, so you won't see this ingredient online. And then the thing which I was told by the conch fishermen in Freeport is that the lime juice is what cooks the conch. So it's really like our sashimi because you get it fresh. One thing that if you're visiting the Bahamas, especially Freeport or Nassau, you see near the ocean side, piles and piles of conch shells because that's where they are fishing for a conch. And they also have a little tent with a nice little table set up. And there's someone there taking the conch out of the shell, tenderizing the conch, cutting up all the ingredients live, fresh, right there in person for you. And they will do it all for you, hand it to you, and you're eating it fresh. It is delicious. It is one of my favorite dishes. And if you're Bahamian, you will know what that is. This looks like a very gourmet version of the pigeon peas and rice, which is also um, a very important dish for us Bahamians. And also the historical background to this is pretty interesting because rice is not known to grow in the Bahamas, but of course the pigeon peas do. And so it originally was made with cornmeal, like a grits. So it would be pigeon peas and grits. But once people were able to get rice in the Bahamas, it is made with a white rice, even though the rice looks brown here. It is due to the tomato paste and some of the other seasonings that make the rice this color. There is a wonderful, huge amount. I'm not a pork eater anymore, but pork does add to the flavor here. So that is part of a major ingredient. I have to say, when my mother was visiting me for about 6 months, and it was right in the summer when we're going to have the Bahamian Independence on July 10th, celebration here in LA. My mother is so good at making pigeon peas and rice that I had to persuade her to make a big pot of it for our picnic. And lo and behold, I was the person who had to go around all of LA to find these secret ingredients. And some of them were very hard to find, but I did find it at a local Latin market. So this is a big main dish. It is also present in other parts of the Caribbean, Puerto Rico. So this is Johnny cake. And it originally was called journey cake. And it is a mixture of the West African culture influence of the African slaves and also the natives that were in the Bahamas and also in the native southern parts of the United States, near Florida, in Florida. Even though it's called cake, it is not usually eaten as a dessert. It is eaten as a side dish or as part of your breakfast. It is very much like a scone, but unlike scones where they're made small biscuits, this is made like a big cake. And so it has that type of density. And sometimes it is very yellow due to all the butter that's in it. So that's Johnny cake or journey cake.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Fami. Um, Another question: what are you most proud of your Bahamas root and your heritage?
Mm. Oh, well, as you saw, the Royal Bahamas Defense Corps, and we'll get to the police band, but Junkanoo, um, it is one time of year where Bahamians really go back to their West African roots and celebrate the dance and music and the African spiritual background, West African spiritual background. It is a dance and a celebration of freedom, as many of the people are descendants of slaves. Slaves in North America, slaves in the Bahamas and elsewhere, because we came from different places. So this is something that I am definitely proud of. We love Junkanoo so much that we do not just do, Junkanoo at the designated time, which is Boxing Day, Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's. A lot of times we will find an excuse to have a Junkanoo type of celebration in the summer, or in Freeport, they do small Junkanoos for the tourists. So we really love this dancing in the street, our version of a Mardi Gras or a Carnival, because we get to masquerade, wear costumes, wear a lot of feathers, everyone's playing an instrument, people are singing. It's just a way of paying homage to our African roots.
Yeah, sounds good. And it seems like we have another video to share and to wrap up our today's talk. And do you want to say a little bit about this video?
Yeah, so can I just add one more thing about what I'm proud of before we go to this
Oh,
video?
yes. Sorry about that.
So the other things that I'm proud of is we have a lot of famous Bahamians in the entertainment business. And the first African American man to win an Oscar was born in the Bahamas. He's of Haitian descent. His name is Sidney Poitier. So we're very proud about him. Also, Lenny Kravitz is of Bahamian descent. His mom, Roxy Roker, was an actress, and she was from South Florida, but of Bahamian background. Her parents were both from the Bahamas. And then there was Esther Roll. So I'm very proud of our famous Bahamians.
Yes. So there, I heard there's a Bahamian community near the LA area. Would you like to talk more about that?
Yeah, so there is a Bahamian community in LA. We joke about it only being 40 of us or 50 of us, but I believe there's more. We have a celebration every July 10th at Griffith Park to celebrate Bahamian independence. So the Bahamas gained its independence from Britain in 1973 on July 10th, and that was a very important day. And so we celebrate it every year, Griffith Park. So after we have our Juneteenth here in the States, and we have the 4th of July. We celebrate Bahamian independence, and we sing the Bahamian national anthem, and we have our version of Junkanoo.
That's great. That leads to our final video. Would you like to describe this video a little bit before?
Okay, if this is something that I realized, later in life, that not every country has a police band, a police force band. So this is a Royal Bahamas Police Force band. We have a band that plays popular music, that dances, that engages in the theatrics and dramatic arts. And they are the highlight of every Junkanoo celebration. Everyone cannot wait for the police band. And these are actually policemen and women, people on the police force. And so I didn't realize that, wow, we don't have a police band in the United States, in Miami. This is something that I think is wonderful in some places where people may fear the police. We cannot wait to see the police in the Junkanoo. So they're very celebrated. And so this is a clip of the Royal Bahamas Police Marching Band entertaining some tourists.
Yeah, I think that's very relevant to what's happening today. And yeah, I'd love to see if there's any police band in the United States as well. There's so much to learn from the Bahamian Royal Bahamas Police Marching Band. So yeah, so we're gonna enjoy this video, and thank you so much for coming, Femi, and it's so great to have you. So great to have you during the All Nations Festival, and so great to have you at Fuller.
Yes, I feel honored. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, that's so engaging. Thank you so much for sharing. And Femi and I are gonna stay here for a little bit. And if anyone has any questions, please feel free to let us know. Thank you for coming.